What would you give your left nut for? Uh, hey, welcome back to Bid Left Nut, the show where we talk about
Cars?
cars. We talk about cars. We talk about auction insights. We even ask you, what would you give your left nut for? I'm Stace Ghost, and this is.
Johnny Miata. Hi. Hi, Stace. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. What's new? How was your week?
It was a little warm in the Northeast. I'm sure you'll agree
Yeah.
that heat wave was. Hey, let me ask you a question. When it gets that hot, right? And it gets like super muggy and humid and like all the things, do you retreat to the house or do you fight it with everything you have and just sit outside and bake and melt?
Yeah, I love the heat. I'm like a lizard. It was my temperature. I was sitting outside, so I moved my workstation out onto the patio, and I'm over there typing like a lizard.
Holy
Um, yeah, yeah. I dig it.
I
And you, it sounds like you're talking about the heat pejoratively, so it sounds like you don't dig it.
I don't love the heat. I melt like a big fat man who does not like heat. However, um, being a
I'll
car
stop
loving
the
idiot and
world
having
and
that
melt
idiot
with you.
extend beyond cars, I will sit outside all day. I don't care if it's 100 degrees. I'd rather be outside than inside. So,
Hmm.
I sweated through the week. It was
You're an
fine.
outdoor cat. You are an outdoor cat.
I am an outdoor cat. That's true.
Yeah. Before we start, I just want to say my goal for this show is to make it the whole way through without yawning.
I like that. We should all have goals. I think
Yeah.
that that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's. Then you know what? I'm going to put the yawn counter away today.
Excellent. Excellent. I appreciate that. You're generally the reason for my yawning, though. So,
Oh, I. All right. Well,
I,
this time it's going to be different.
okay. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about wheels.
Yeah.
I I love wheels.
Yeah.
I love cars. I love lamp. Um, I love wheels. I love everything about them. I love the fact that they're round. I
Okay.
love the fact that they can make or break a car.
Yeah.
I It's probably one of my favorite accessories, and it's I don't know. It can just change the whole demeanor of an automobile.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about value. Can wheels bump up or detract from a car's value? And we're going to talk about some of John's favorite wheels, and we're going to talk about some that I really don't like. And then we're going to take a look at some cars and make John guess what the car closed at in a recent auction. And we're picking cars that have fun wheels. John has not seen any of these yet, and we're just going off of his memory and brain power.
I'm glad you brought that up because sometimes I'm really bad at this game,
Yeah, you are.
but I don't mind putting myself out there. Like hazarding a guess with limited information on the value of a car. It's like throwing a dart at Marketplace, which would definitely break my computer. But if you do
Yeah.
that and then just say, look, go make that guy an offer on his whatever, without looking at it, without thinking about it, that's sort of the game we play.
This is John trying to make excuses for how bad he's going to do. He is so worried about the stranger on the internet who happened to stumble across this show. He's worried about what that person thinks about his abilities, and so he's just making it. He's just
I have
setting
a
a
very,
disclaimer.
very fragile ego.
He
It's going to be
does.
fine. It's going to be great. I'm going to nail it. We got
You
this.
are. You are. Yeah. You did mention in your notes for the show about the pain of restoring OEM wheels. There's a decision you said sometimes you have to make. And what were
Yes.
you talking about?
So I have sent to the powder coater a number of different OEM wheels, and depending on what you start with, right? If you started with wheels that didn't have any curb rash and were really nice, but just needed a fresh paint,
Mhm.
um, that probably comes out pretty good. But you don't. If you do that, then you don't really need the powder coater. So I've sent as I said, I've sent a bunch of wheels off, and they just never come out quite as good as I want them to.
Mhm.
Um, so the thing is, I'm an OEM guy, right? I prefer OEM to aftermarket. Not in every case, but in a lot of cases. So It's the pain of, I don't know how this is going to come out, but I will take that risk and spend some money, versus buying an aftermarket wheel, which you know you're going to get a round, good looking, ready to go wheel, at least hopefully. And if you don't, it's somebody else's problem. You can always return it or tell them, hey, you sent me a square wheel.
That's right. So your session's over. Just pay the receptionist on the copay on your way out, and we'll see you for next week's therapy session about
Thank you
wheels.
so much for having me.
Yeah, it's been a good time. I think one of the first things we want to talk about are the number of spokes. So typically wheels will have an odd number of spokes, and there's a very good reason for that. And I just want to see, John, where you fall on this, because I am not an even spoke kind of person. I really don't like even spoked wheels. So I would ask you, do you see the difference? Obviously, these are different wheels. They're both Audi wheels from their S product. But do you see a difference between the even spoked wheel on the right and the odd spoked wheel on the left? Do you feel a difference? He's counting them. No, they're trust me.
They're both 6-spoke wheels.
No, they're not.
Well, one's 12 spokes if you want to get technical.
Yeah.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can't believe I picked that. I was looking for a 5-spoke wheel. Wow, it's arranged in an even type pattern. Oh my goodness.
Are you trying to trick me early? Like,
I'm not trying to trick you at all. I'm trying to host a award-winning podcast.
let's.
What are you trying to do? But okay. But the one on the left looks like it looks odd, like an odd number of spokes.
I will tell you this. Of these two wheels, and we can call them whatever spokes we want because this is our show, damn it.
Wait a second. No, the one on the left has seven
One,
spokes. 1,
two.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh my goodness, I thought I was going crazy. This is a note to myself. If you ever say anything, I have to check it.
You definitely need to fact check me because that's 7 spokes. I hate the one on the left. Let's just be real here. I hate the one on the left. I don't like double spokes.
Oh man. Okay.
But in fairness, you did pick 2 Audi wheels, right?
Yes.
I guess if they were the Fat Fives on the right, I would prefer them to the 6 spokes.
Yeah.
So
I should have done that. I should have done that in all fairness, as you say. But why would you prefer the Fat Five?
Because trying to support the point you were trying to make and then ruining it, just scorched earth policy. I'm so sorry. The Fat Fives just look better. The 5-spoke, they're Fat Fives for a reason, right? The wide spoke, the odd numbers, it's just more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah,
and
it's balanced. Yeah,
there's much more of a balance. I gotta be honest. The 7-spoke wheel is an odd choice, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Okay.
So we're going to take a look at a lot of wheels. Some of them are pleasing, some of them are not. And we're going to give our opinions on them and whether they detract or add to the value of the car. But we just wanted to set the stage there with that. So can you identify this wheel?
The BMW's name for it?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. I just know it as a CSL lightweight wheel. That's all I know.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a name for it, but yeah, it's an M Sport. It's a E46. That's a good looking wheel, and also as a part-time detailer, really a bear to keep clean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a pretty wheel, and it's functional.
It is functional. So this is not the standard E46 M3 wheel. This is the CSL, which is the lightweight variant. And these actually, if you have these on your your M3 and you're going to sell it, these will actually add value to it, which is yeah, they will. I don't know if you'll get your money back. It's sort of like doing a remodel on your house. It's like you might put 10 grand into your kitchen. Well, I don't know who's putting only 10 grand into their kitchen. Come on. But you're going to get some amount of that back at resale. And same with these wheels. So, and I think it's just a good point. It's like you're selling this to another M nerd if you do that. So I think that's a great thing to do. If
I
you
like
want
it.
to if you want to obliterate the value of your car, because that word's been in the news a lot lately as we're filming this June 27th, 2025. Um, what happens when you put, in my opinion, bad wheels on a great car? Yeah,
The 456 hurts my heart.
it does.
It really. Can we talk about what's wrong with those wheels? I'm not even looking at the Lamborghini right now.
Okay.
Partially because I kind of like the wheels on the Lambo. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a Lamborghini, you're already looking for attention, and I don't hate the fitment on the Lambo. Anyway, let's talk about the
Yeah.
456 because
Let's do it.
um, so you tell me what's going on here. Like,
It
first off, is
it's
it offensive to you?
it is it's offensive, but it's offensive aesthetically because they're the wrong size profile for that car. But it also screams buy here, pay here. I
Yeah.
mean, it is it's so bad. I mean, that is somebody who is probably the 16th owner of that 456 that would put those wheels on that car. That it just says I can't afford this car. I can't afford the maintenance on this car, and they see me rolling. I don't know. I don't know. I just
It's going off topic slightly. I love that car. The
hmm
456. It's a. I just think it's such an elegant design.
yeah.
It's such a beautiful car. It brings out the old man in me, which isn't really that far under the surface, but
No, it's right there. You're
it's
completely old
you can
man.
see it. But man, I just find that to be such a beautiful design. And if I was of the means, I think that's the Ferrari I would probably choose.
Yeah,
But
agree.
not with those wheels.
Not with those
Mm-mm.
wheels. And you said that you were a fan of the what was on the Lambo there, and so what I wanted to do was take that wheel, which doesn't belong on that car from the factory, but you're free to do whatever you want to your. I mean, no, there's no law against poor taste,
Not yet.
but not yet. But you're free to do whatever you want with that. But if that wheel, I don't think looks great on that car, just because I think that style of wheel looks to me 10 years old from today. I mean, it it had a time, I think, and I think it looks better on a car like
Mm-hmm.
this. I think it's almost the same wheel. They're very similar in shape, number of spokes, finish. I think it just looks not only appropriate here, I think it fits this car, and I think it actually adds to this car. These are not stock on this SI, or is that a Type R?
It's Type R, but yeah,
Yep.
point taken.
Yeah. So that's what that's what happens. I mean, you put the wheel on the right wheel on the wrong car, and you get this, you know, whatever feeling that is of cheese, and you put it over here, and you got something else.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You don't have to agree with me. I mean, just because
No,
I'm
no, no.
right.
Listen, I'm the first one to disagree if I feel the need.
Mm.
Um, yeah, you know what? This Type R, I don't care for the decals, but the white on graphite, I like it. I don't
Yeah,
know. I like it, and the fitment's good. All right. Well,
yeah, you'll take it. So we're gonna get to a point in the show where we talk about this versus that, but I wanted to jump right in because you are Johnny Miata, and I wanted to ask you, what's the right wheel on a Miata?
man, that's such a loaded question. Especially because I started the episode saying I'm an OEM guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love daisies. I I think that it was a beautiful choice when the Miata came out and you had this Panasport looking wheel, Panasport esque.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just an inspired choice. It made sense. You know, we've talked in previous episodes. I love Miatas.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He named his first child Miata. I don't know if
well,
you
I named the
he
first
knows
child Me, and then the second one was Ada.
that.
Um, but I got to go Panasport on a I got to go Panasport on a Miata. I was going to say on a first gen,
Yeah.
but I think across the board, Panasports look great on any Miata.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to go Panasport. They
Yeah.
just they look right. They look a little more aggressive than the Daisy.
I
I
do.
mean, it is
I
a
mean,
wheel called Daisy. How aggressive could it be?
that's right. That's right. Now, um, we're going to talk about worst wheels ever. You, in your notes, you said something pejorative about the SC430's wheels. Do you want to share some of your thoughts here? And we got multiple generations here, so it's not just. So you think across the board the SC40 is the worst wheel ever, no matter what generation of wheel or what if they did a refresh, or do you think that the first gens were the holy
I
grail?
definitely think the first gens were the greatest offenders. And here's the deal, right? There's the SC430 is only popular because Top Gear called it the worst car in the world. And plenty of people that have driven them, own them, say otherwise. Um, full and fair disclosure, I think I might be in the market for one.
Mhm.
So when we were talking about wheels, this immediately popped in my head. I don't think this is necessarily an ugly car. And
Yeah,
I understand
I think it's
why.
an ugly car.
Well, but lots of people do. And I think public perception is that it's not very pretty. I kind of like it for the Art Deco design that they came up with, but I feel that those wheels, especially the first gen, that lighter colored car in the picture, um, they didn't do the body lines any favor. Um, I think I know what they were going for, right? Because that car is again, it's an Art Deco esque design, um, but I just don't think that wheel works at all. I think it's the ugliest wheel ever made. Um, I
Yeah.
just it just doesn't work. The later generations are a little better. Once you took that weird sort of pie plate off of the wheel,
Mhm.
it started to look a little better. Um, but man, that
What
first gen is just ugly.
what about you said pie plates and made me think of the roughly early 2000s Audi A6 that came with the V8, which had I think the wheels were actually called pie plates. I don't have a picture of them in front of me.
That's okay. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I would put them in the same category as the Porsche 928. I think a 944 S2. They had what Porsche called manhole covers,
Hmm.
and they do look a lot like manhole covers. The Audi wheels that you're referring to, kind of the same vein.
Hmm.
I guess now I feel a little differently, but when they first came out, they were just very unattractive to me. I don't know. Just I like a little more. Uh, I like more holes in my wheels.
You like more holes in your wheels, and if we're talking pie plates, you want a pie plate in front of it.
I prefer pies to. I can't say I like pies more than wheels, but
And you said your favorite wheel was the Fuke.
totally fuked. I love these wheels. I five spokes, odd number of spokes, as we were talking about before. Um, God, I love them, and I think I
Can I
love
try and
them.
ruin it? Can I try and ruin it for you?
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
Have you ever put this in a Krager SS side by side?
It's funny you mentioned that
The
because
same
as
wheel.
I was preparing today, no, I had never done that until this morning, and then I do it, and I'm like, I'm a one trick pony. Like apparently, I like five spoke wheels, and that's it. I never made that connection before this morning,
Yeah,
but I do like Krager SSs too.
I know. I know you do. And for the Fuchs, do you like them monochromatic, like if they're all black, like on the right, or do you like them 50-50, like what we have on the left, black and silver?
Historically, I like them on the right. I like them with the flat black
Mhm.
centers, but I got to be honest, I don't like polished ever.
Mhm.
But if you have it matte and have that contrast, I don't know, it just kind of accentuates the design. So, if push comes to shove, yeah, I like the ones on the right, but I wouldn't be angry if I had the ones on the left. It means I would
Would
have the Porsche again.
would you call it an atrocity if these were chromed?
Yeah, I'm not a chrome guy. If we can avoid chrome, as a trend,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay. I mean, I know the future is going to be chrome, but
Really?
um, in the future, everything is chrome.
I didn't know that. Did Tron tell you that?
I have my sources. I can't divulge.
Okay.
But
Well,
anyway, no, I don't.
can you tell me what the next slide is?
Oh
If you know,
yeah, we're going to
if you know
talk
what the futures,
about.
you know what the
Wait,
future is.
here it comes. Wheels. The rest
Yeah.
of the best.
Well, we're gonna talk about some of our other favorite wheels. These are some of my favorite wheels. I love the F355 wheels. I've always loved those classic 5-spoke. Oh man, and
Why? What makes those stand out in a sea of five spokes?
I think it's that they're convex, um, meaning that they curve in. I like the ridge or the gully in the center of the wheels. I'm using my cursor on my screen here so you can see that, but I don't think you can.
Nope.
Uh, I like I like that they fit so well on a 355. A friend of mine had a black 355 coupe for a while, and he had speedline wheels on it. I hated the look of that car, and he loved the speedlines so much. I think they were speedlines. Um,
Is that why you guys are not friends anymore?
no, that's not it.
Oh,
That's not the reason. He borrowed my leaf blower and never brought it back. So
that's it. That's unforgivable. You're done.
yeah. So just kidding. And then the turbo twists I always thought were fantastic. I just thought they were gorgeous, gorgeous wheels, especially with the hollow spoke. Apparently it was like some kind of magic manufacturing process in the 90s that car magazines would gush about how they were made. I don't know, but
You know what's funny about the turbo twists? Because
not
I
their name
think
because that's
I
not
think
funny
I
at all.
disagree,
Hmm.
but here's why I disagree.
You don't like them, or they were not a technological tour de force.
No, they were definitely a technological tour de force. I don't prefer them, and here's why. They look very close to the early Boxster standard wheels.
Mm.
I wish I
Mm-mm.
had a picture, but I don't.
I think no, those came after. Those are awful. Those are
Yeah,
awful wheels,
but
but
they're
they came
twisty
after.
and it's just when I see a turbo twist, that's what it reminds me of, and I think it's like guilt by association.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I think you're wrong.
Well, I'm keeping your leaf blower.
Okay. Well, so we got
All
some
right.
timeless wheels. So if you had an Italian hot rod in the 60s, you might have had Barani spoke wheels. And if you had an American hot rod in the 60s, you might have had some Krager SSs. They're not
I know everything that I just said about Chrome. Let's throw that out for a moment. I am a
the
terrible hypocrite. I know it. You don't have to put it in the comments. If you want to, put it in the comments. But Krager SS's, man,
hmm.
with radial TAs, like,
Yes.
come on.
I had to get one with the TAs. I think it looks it is, as the caption says, timeless. I think they're just so good looking. Um, what about these guys? Do you know what
Oh,
these are? You know what these are, right? The the Renault Alpine GTA wheels on
on a
the
Mark
left.
One Jetta is an
Hmm.
inspired choice.
Well, a Rusty. The wheels are worth way more than the entire car.
What would have been the center cap?
Uh, which
Do you,
I don't have a picture of it in my head. What it would have looked like.
that's a wild wheel with the
It is.
stretch and the
Yeah.
holy cow.
Yeah. I happen to think that this looks good on that. I would typically not be a fan of such a mismatched tire width, wheel width, but I love the way it looks here. Just the offset on that
It,
Jetta.
yeah, it's definitely cool. The gouging of the tire as we're experimenting with fit. Um, anyway, yeah, I think it's cool. And then the rally. Oh gosh, what is that? A Focus, probably the
Yeah,
rally
it's a
car.
Focus. I
I dig it. I dig it. I get it.
I when I was looking for photos for this, I found that wheel on some, modern cars that it probably didn't belong on. Oh, some like recent Audis. It looked really good. It looked Oh, chef's kiss to that.
Hmm.
I thought it was really good. I know you don't believe me with your huh.
Huh. No, no, I believe you. I believe you.
I'm drinking water so I don't yawn.
Okay, well,
Doing
water's
the show
fine.
with you.
Yawning, not fine.
Anyway,
What? Okay.
sorry.
Oh yes. Oh wait. What
You,
happened?
you want you want to talk about these some more? You want to advance the show?
Well, since you advanced it, now I want to see. I love Mercedes wheels. I love monoblocks. Let's talk about it. Let's
Which of
talk about it.
these? Yeah, so we've got the bunts and the monoblocks. I mean, like, which which do you prefer? I know they're vastly different. They're going to be appearing on different vehicles, but
Here's what I here's what I like, and instead of just answering the question simply, I'm going to make it complicated.
convoluted is more like it. You're going to go in
Some
circles.
there's going to be well, we are talking about wheels. I like the bunts, but they're specifically there's a really rare bunt. It's 15 by 8. And man, when you put them on a W123 with just being a little wider and being an inch bigger than the 14-inch bunts that we're used to,
4 inches
oh,
wide, right? Yeah.
it just completely changes that wheel and looks incredible. So I love the bunts, but
Wait, so if the 8 inch wheel, so are they? You're putting a wider tire on there as well,
you're
or
putting a wider tire on there as well. Again, they were rare, and I can't remember off the top of my head what they would have come on. At some point, I knew that, but
yeah.
it's just a really good looking wheel when it's just slightly wider. Um, and it's worth noting now the bunts I love, but the monoblocks on a W124 or higher would be my choice. Monoblocks just classic, timeless, very Mercedes. Both of these wheels, very Mercedes.
Gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Monoblocks with rivets or without?
I gotta go without. I like the simplicity of the monoblock design. The ones that you have in the picture, just fantastic.
Have you ever had a car with that had wheels with rivets?
Uh, I don't think that I have.
Do you remember my pickup truck in high school with
I
those?
do. Oh, I
Yeah,
do. You
those,
had
those American racing wheels.
the
Those
golden
had
nuggets.
the golden nuggets. Those had rivets, and whenever you'd wash them, they weren't really literal rivets, but they were Allen head bolts that were there to make it look like this was a multi-piece wheel. When you use a sponge to clean those wheels, it would like shred the sponge. I hated cleaning those wheels.
Would the rivets rust?
No, they
Okay.
had like a black finish on them. The rest of the truck rusted like to pieces. It evaporated like dry ice one day. Whew, it was gone. But no,
Yeah, yeah. That's Nissan of the late '80s was not known for
yeah,
corrosion prevention.
yeah. Anyway, now we're gonna go rapid fire through these. You're gonna pick one, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what the right answer is. Okay,
All right.
go.
Oh, gosh, the Style 22s.
Right.
No, the Stradale.
They're
Oh,
both
they're both
Stradales.
Stradales. The old one.
Wrong. Chrome
Uh,
versus wired spokes.
painted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. Painted. Yeah, painted. You're right for once.
Oh, painted. Uh, oh God. This is hard.
Faster. Come on.
Halibran.
Halibrands. Yes. What do you use Armor All on?
Apparently everything. If you're the guy on the left,
Yeah. I tend to think you use Armor All on cars that you don't like because
it's
it gives it a look that just
it looks like Diddy owns it.
oh,
Uh,
throwing stars versus three spokes, the arrows.
no, I listen. Three spokes should have never been created,
Okay.
but they were, and they only look appropriate on an SPG. And I'll take it over the throwing stars.
I don't like the throwing stars, but I don't like the three spokes even more. Honeycombs versus the rallies.
Rallies.
Oh, honeycombs. I'm just feeling a little bit bandit today, I guess.
Oh, good one. Listen, I am the. I think it's on record as me being sort of the poor guy aesthetic. I'm poverty caps all the way.
Okay. I generally would be Steely's, but I like the poverty caps on that. Is that that's an FJ, right?
On the left is a Bronco. It's an early
Oh, that's Bronco.
Bronco, but on the
Okay.
right it's an FJ.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I want to talk about why these wheels were made. I think they're the worst ever. They stink. So would you ever? Let's look at these, and we're gonna
Oh, Forgiato. I saw the name.
we're gonna. I'm just trying to get the right layout here, ladies and gentlemen. Please hold. All right. I was gonna say. I was saving that. I was gonna say the Forgiato has entered the chat because they're so bad. Tell
Uh,
me, are you a lover of the billet, or do you want to kill billet?
I kill Billet.
Yeah.
Kill it with fire. Kill it.
Put it in
God,
the crusher.
they're
Yeah,
so ugly. What is that penis wheel?
yeah. This one here,
The one
right,
on the
the
upper
top
right.
left. Oh, wait, the bottom. Wait,
Oh,
which one? Tell me. Point to it. Click on it with your finger, John. No,
the
top
black
left.
the black wheel with
Oh.
the phallic. I don't
Did I
understand.
find good wheels here?
God, I'm
Keep going.
just not going to watch until you tell me the slide has changed.
All right, open them. The
Oh,
Antero 109s.
in the show notes, I believe I wrote. What did I write? It's
Because
something
Fat
about
Joe needs a. What did you say? You said
oh,
something.
ugly kid. Yeah, from yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you have Antero 109s, you think that Ugly Kid Joe is an underrated band.
They're so bad. You know what I do like about them though is their consistency. No matter what car you put these on,
They look awful.
you're going to lose 15% of the value of that vehicle instantly.
They are just terrible. They're so bad. Why are they so bad?
They're just so bad. You want to see something that might be worse?
I'm ready.
Take a deep breath.
Oh,
Yeah. For the pun, I was going for either embarrassing or unbearable, but here's where we ended up. Eh,
embarrassing is a good one.
Yeah,
I've never seen in the wild the koala wheels.
me neither. Yeah,
That's a thing, huh?
that's the thing down under. Um, I wanted to insult you and see if I could hurt your pride or crush your soul with the the Teddy Grahams over here on a Miata.
It's not the wheel I would put on a Miata. I will say though,
She's proud though. She's
she's
happy.
very proud. Yeah, listen, it's a look.
Mm-hmm.
I would go Volkswagen New Beetle convertible for the Teddy wheels. If you're gonna go like cutesy, own it.
Own it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so that 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 completes that segment, ladies and gentlemen. Lady and gentlemen. Lady or gentleman, I should say, out there. So next we're gonna play a game called It Closed At What? And this is where we test John's ability to correctly predict or guess what something sold for or didn't sell for at auction. And if it didn't sell, I want him to guess what the highest bid was, and he's going to make up excuses. John, to make it a little bit easier on you, I have removed the music track from this time around. See if
Okay.
that because usually the music is distracting, I think. So we're going to see if this makes it any easier. So the way this goes is there's going to be a slideshow of cars. I think they're probably like 6 or 7 photos of each car. And you get about 12 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that to guess the price. You ready to do it?
I'm ready. Let's go. All right, so it's a Lancia Delta, 97,000 kilometers, 15-inch wheels. I'm going to say, is it in this country? It sold for 39,995.
Oh, you're so off. You're off by almost 50%. This sold for $62,000 on
Wow.
collecting cars this month, just a couple days ago. Man, that was
In
bad.
this country, though?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. You ready for another one?
Yes.
This one's going to be really appropriate for the show that we're doing today. It's a set of wheels.
Oh. Produced by Speedline. Oh God. It's such a small market for these wheels, though, unless you really need them. So, $4,000.
No, way off on that too. You're like 400% off on these. So these closed at for $1,100. That's
Yeah,
insane.
that is insane. I
You
mean,
can't you can't buy a pair of cheap whatevers for $1,100.
but
That,
who? Like, here's the thing, right? And that's kind of what I was talking about, even though I screwed it up royally. Like, who's your market? Like, how many people need a set of four Ferrari wheels, like late model Ferrari wheels?
just even as decoration in your man cave. I mean, if you bought that set and gave one to each of your friends, well, no, if you gave one to each of your friends, you'd have three. You'd have two left. But anyway, eleven
I
hundred
gave
dollars.
them all away, but my friends are super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cheap. I totally agree.
All right. Want to see what's next? You're gonna love this car. You might fall over. We may have to pause the recording when you see this next vehicle. Okay? It is
I'm ready.
gorgeous.
Oh, oh one, 16,000 mile. Oh goodness.
This is in the States here, United States.
16,000 miles. It's gonna go 30,000.
Oh, you're more than double off again. $60,000, man.
Wow.
Come on, this is an SL 600. It's got
Why
a
do they have
V12.
mismatching mats?
Oh no, these aren't mismatching mats. This like oh yeah. Okay, right. But I stopped on this one because I wanted to show you as a part-time detailer. What do you think of the man's vacuum work here? His nozzle work.
It's like I would prefer the sunrise or but it's a thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm confused why whoever originally said, okay, so it's old man tan on tan interior. Let's put gray mats in it.
Yeah, but the
'Cause
car is gold. I mean, they should have. I don't know. I would have. I think this car is gorgeous. Yeah, I agree with you.
I like these, and I think they're a good bargain when they don't have no miles on them. That was like a triple negative. As higher mileage drivers, like a condition three car, I think these are a bargain. Right? You can pick up a condition three car for like 10 grand.
Not a 600 though.
Not a 600. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. But like an R129, you're right. It's not a 600, but with a V8 in it for like 10
yeah,
grand, it's a
yeah.
lot of car.
A friend of mine has one. He has a number of cars, and the car that he drives most often is his old man SL. He says it's the most comfortable car.
I dig it. I would consider one.
Yeah.
They're nice.
What wheels would you have to have on it though?
Monoblocks.
Absolutely. Want to keep going?
Monorail. What's that?
Monorail. Want to keep going?
Yeah. Let's keep going.
We got trouble right here in Shelbyville.
Uh
Look at this one.
oh. Ooh, okay. 87 Nissan 300 ZX, 5-speed manual, 15-inch wheels. 8 grand.
No,
No,
no, it's 13,000.
really?
I thought that was a lot for this car, right?
I think it's
But
all the money. No
all
sale
the
on
money,
top of it.
no sale. Yeah, somebody was looking for even more. So these wheels, I know that the Corvette wheel that sort of approximates this, they're called saw blades. Did this wheel on the Z have a name?
Well, the saw blades were the later Corvette wheels. The 84 to 80 whatever were salad shooters.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think these had any name because nobody gives 300ZXs any respect.
No.
But the problem with them is the anodizing peels off and they look like hell after a while.
Mhm.
But that's still a lot of money for a
Yeah.
Z31.
You should, if you want to go. This is on Cars and Bids. It sold a couple days ago. If you want to go back and take a look at this, just if you have nothing to do this afternoon, the interior of this car will take you straight back to the 80s. You're gonna think. Let
Oof.
me see if I can. Was it? Do I have an image of this?
Bordello red.
Yeah. No, but I wonder. No, that's not it. Where is it? did I have an image of the seats? It's just like so velour. It is just wonderful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I should have had a photo of the like straight up of the seats. I mean, you're gonna think you're going home to watch Max Headroom or an episode of MASH or whatever was on in the 80s. What did we watch in the 80s? Three's Company?
Alf.
Alf. I mean,
Alf.
it was the interior of this car is immaculate. And it's like short of an old like Cutlass Sierra with that sort of um, velour, this car just looks so 80s.
It really does. I miss colors in interiors. I also miss colors in exteriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe looking based on condition, maybe that's not such a bad price. I mean, it still didn't sell, but
Didn't sell.
all right.
Yeah.
You got
You want to
another
see
one?
what's next? Yeah, we got a couple more. You want to guess what this one is? Because since you can't guess the price of anything, just
Oh,
I mean, you
guess what the
can't.
next one is? Is it a checker cat?
Is not.
Okay. I can't win.
Okay. Wow, that was a guess. All right, we're gonna take a look at this next car. And three, two, one.
Oh, Daytona
Mm-hmm.
with brownies. Oh. I'm so bad at vintage Ferraris and apparently every other car ever made. Let's go.
Double the price of whatever you think you're gonna guess because you're
Um,
so. Oh,
677.
oh, you didn't stop it quick enough. 677, perfect. What were you going to guess, dummy?
I was gonna guess 500.
Okay, 500. Yeah,
I was
you
gonna
can't
guess 500.
you can't get a Daytona for 500 unless it was driven by uh, Sonny Crockett.
I was waiting you to come through for that, and you came through perfectly. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
All right.
All right. What else do we got next?
You're gonna nail the next one. I have faith in you
Uh,
on
the,
this one.
the previous
Go.
guesses would say other. Oh, 86 4x4, 135 Western owned. Hey, Western owned. Oh gosh. All right. Let's go. Oh, this is gonna go big. Let's go 20 grand.
Oh, how can you do this to me? 11.5.
Really? Because you know why? Because the
That's what
silver
we
nuggets let it down.
chicken nuggets.
11.5. I would have bought. How many
I
miles
would
are
have
on?
bought that.
I would have bought that. How many
Yeah.
miles are on?
How many miles? I think it's like 118. Let's go back. Oh, 135. Yeah. So now we got to watch the whole
Why
thing.
Western owned? Like, is that
Yeah.
Western United States or like Western
No,
Hemisphere?
Pacific Northwest. So people will say that because they don't use road salt the same way in the Northeast here. We use only road salt. So, it's like a badge of honor. It's like, hey, this car's going to be clean. It's like, hey, this came out of the desert. This car came out of Portlandia, wherever it might have been, and,
The owner of this car knows how to use a lasso.
right. It's, all hat, no cowboy, no horse. You ready for the next one?
I am.
This one did not sell.
Oh, Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
74,000 miles. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah, it is.
Phantom. 58,000.
You're close. This one sold for went to 70 before the bidder.
What kind of tires did they put? Oh, they're Goodyears. Okay.
Yeah, they're Goodyears. You
Again,
thought they were going to be the
I just saw NCT and I was like, oh, maybe they're NCT
tanks
5s.
or whatever. I have
What
to.
what makes these notable? What makes these wheels? Since we're talking about wheels this week, what makes
They
these wheels?
defy gravity or they defy physics.
The RR just stays like this.
Yeah. And I forgot what they're called. Those hubcaps have a name. They're like magic wheels or something like that. But it's like British, so it sounds really.
Magic wheels? No, that's
No.
a terrible accent.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was a guy from Serbia who's working at Long
Magic
John
wheels.
Silver's.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
from another country.
Yeah. So no sale on this one. But did you see that interior? This is like a Centurion or Centennial edition. It's like only 100 of these made. It looks so awful. The interior looks so plastic. Wait till we get for it. Wait for it.
Oh,
It is so bad. We're gonna see if we can zoom in on that a little bit. It is so awful. Look, I mean, it doesn't look like these are beautiful expanses of wood because you wanted to show us the wood. It looks like you had no other buttons to put there. Um, it just
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah. And if you
Huh.
have a chance, this was on Bring a Trailer, I think. The mats in it are so awful. They look like they're out of like a 1987 Corniche that like lived on a ranch and somebody wore their dirty boots, their outside shoes in them in the car. They just looks awful. So
Rolls Royce is a very odd manufacturer to me.
mhm,
And I guess the better way to say it is the buyers of Rolls Royce, and hey, good for you for having that much money. That's amazing. But they're a weird car to buy.
mhm. How
You
so?
don't,
How so?
from the standpoint, like, they're not ultra high performance. I mean,
Well, the thing would be like, well, 0 to 60, it's got that the car's a V12 with like 666
but
horsepower or something.
but there's faster cars out there. It's never
Oh yeah,
been the fastest. It's never
yeah, and
been.
there's smarter co-hosts out there, but you're on the show, so I mean,
Oh, but wait a second. Nobody
yes,
bought me for $70,000. Not
uh,
yet.
uh,
Um, yeah, I don't know. I find them to be odd. And then in the secondary market, now it gets weird, right? And that
mhm.
car kind of, I don't know. I guess it supports my argument. It's a $70,000 for a 21-year-old car.
That has like 80,000 miles on it or something.
Yeah, like the maintenance cost on that is going to be, a bunch of cars in the time that you own it. So I don't know. It's fine. It is what it is. I mean, listen, the RR just stays like this the whole time. As the wheels
It
go.
does. It does wiggle a little, but it's impressive. All right, we have two more.
Two
You want
more.
to you want to guess what's next?
Is it a Ford Model T?
It is not a Ford Model T.
Oh, it's a 911. 61,000 miles. Iris blue. 10 o'clock date with Iris. Flamenco red. Wow. Another bad one. One. Oh, it's not from this country. 150.
It's not in this country. It's in the UK.
In the UK, so I'm going to say it was 135.
It was 77.
That seems like a
I
bargain.
know. With that aero kit, it really does.
The aero kit, the red interior. Listen, the blue on red is a terrible color combination in just about every other car, but
Mhm.
here it's kind of cool.
What if I press that? What happens? I'm trying to just get you
But
focused
no,
with this
but
thing.
you're big and I'm small. Oh wait, now we're
No,
both
I don't want
small.
that. I want you to talk and have your head like have you in the spotlight. Anyway, the Superman color scheme is hard to pull off. I think, like you say, it doesn't look good on most cars. I'm not even sure how good it looks here, um, but
But
I
it's so
think
weird and different on this
correct.
car, which is collectible. And you've said more than once, like everybody and their brother has a Porsche, and
Yeah,
yet
well,
people pay stupid money for them. At least with this bizarre color combination, you're getting something that's not run of the mill Porsche.
that's right.
77 grand. That's still more than I can afford for a fun car, but that seems cheap.
It does for a 993. Yeah. Um, guess what's next?
Is it a Ford Edsel?
Yes.
Oh, a Caterham. 1700 Super. It's a okay. Super bad at these. 35,000.
So bad at this. You're more than twice off, man. It's $14,000.
That's it. And look, it's
Mhm.
got Tinkerbell.
It does. Yeah. Let's go to the
Fourteen
next one.
thousand. So tell me about this car if you know anything about it. Has it been
Uh,
rode hard, put away wet?
no, it's these don't command a lot of money. This is a track car,
Okay.
so it's been the interior has been stripped out even further than what was in there
I was going to
before.
say they took the whole bench out.
They took they took the air out. But yeah, it has those. Panasports on it with Avon Slicks. I thought that would be appropriate for our show today. We've got one more. Do you want to do it, or do you want to skip it because you're so bad at this?
I think that we have to keep going because Tinkerbell's freaking me out.
Okay. So guess what it is?
Is it
No.
a Fiat Topolino? Oh, 16,000 rebuild engine. Oh, I love pagodas. God, I love pagodas. That's a great color. 60,000.
No. Double that.
45? 139? Holy cow, really?
Yeah.
It's not 16,000 original miles, right?
Maybe it no, it was sold on Bring a Trailer. It was an alumni car. It was sold on Bring a Trailer, I think a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Somebody bought it, rebuilt the engine, overhauled the interior, did a bunch of work to it, then put it back on Bring a Trailer. So it might not be 16,000 original miles, but might as well be.
Yeah, it looks
But
beautiful. I mean, everything has been.
I want to I want to show you something that I love on this car. Let's see. Come on. It's coming up right here. Those are, in my mind, the most beautiful hubcaps ever created. This color suits them perfectly. I
Yep,
just think so
yep.
much better than even a bunch of alloys. I mean, there's so many wheels that never achieve like how great this lowly hubcap is. I'm gonna find one of these and put it up on the wall here.
I think you should. I definitely think you should. I agree that it's so iconic. The color matching is so cool. Um, yeah, and on a pagoda, they just look even better. Like these make me think of like W123 sedans, but on a pagoda, it works. And let me ask you, white wall or no white wall?
Um, I'm generally not a fan of white walls, but on some cars, I think they look good. I don't. I guess I could take them or leave them on a pagoda. I think there's a an argument to be made for either path.
Me too.
Yeah, it depends whether you're sporty or whether you're painting the town red.
I'm a fancy guy. I want a little bit of white wall.
Yeah. What about since we're talking about tires? What about Vogue tires? Are you a fan?
About what tires?
Vogue? Do you know Vogue?
Oh, I know. Of course, I know Vogue tires. Yeah, I think if white walls look good and wide white walls look better, wide white walls with yellow around them is like it's up to here. Yeah, why would you not put Vogues on everything? Vogue all the things.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't like Vogues, but
Well, I think that's what Madonna said, but she wasn't talking about those tires. That's right. Yeah. Um, any other tires that stand out to you
as
as
the best tires ever made, we
or
already
just tires that like have like the appearance of the tire actually factors into it because it
yeah,
generally doesn't happen all that often.
1,000%. We already talked about radial TAs
That's
being
right.
and then their bigger brother, the all-terrain TAs.
And then what
On
about the KO3s? I mean,
KO3s, like
you
any
want those
truck
white?
looks better. Any truck looks instantly better. I can't think of a single. I guess you can't put them on an Escalade, but that doesn't really count. But anything else, like they just look amazing. They elevate the look of any vehicle that they're on. I so yeah, BF Goodrich knocking it out of the park. Not sponsored. If they want to sponsor us, you know,
Yeah.
call
Send me a
Harvey.
hubcap, and then we'll.
Send a Mercedes hubcap. We'll start from there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Any other tires that come to mind? Nope, not
What
really.
about red lines?
Red lines have their place. Like if I have a C2 Corvette, I definitely want some red lines on it. I think it makes the car. But
What about
there are also
XKE?
what's that?
XKE. What about?
An XKE with red lines also looks super appropriate, but they also look very time and place, right? They're very period correct.
Hmm.
Whereas I can't think of another tire going back to that all-terrain TA. Old truck looks awesome. New truck looks awesome. Like it's the only tire that just kind of it's timeless.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter if you have an old truck or a new truck. You put all-terrain TAs on it, and it just looks better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, did you want to look at any auctions on any of the auction platforms right now and just want to critique some wheels?
Yeah, and while you're pulling that up, why would we do that? What are we supporting here today?
Yeah, so we are supporting a game called Bidfinite. Bidfinite is, imagine fantasy sports, but for people who love cars. So Bidfinite is a game that you can go on and you'll see actual auctions that are happening throughout the world. You're not bidding on the car, you're doing a fantasy bid on what you think that car will close at. So, for instance, if you saw, I'm not going to be able to pull it up in time. Hold on, please. For instance, if you saw, yeah, that's
Two
not going
car
to,
loving idiots. Hey, that's us.
yeah.
Two.
Yeah, we're at the end of the show. No one's gonna be watching, so it's okay if it's messed up. Well, I can edit that out. So yeah, so we're supporting Bidfinite, which is a game platform that merges the love of cars with the enthusiasm behind fantasy sports. So imagine making fantasy bids on real car auctions that are happening, and you're not bidding on the car, dummy. You are making a fantasy bid on the car. So John and I play all the time on Bidfinite, and we look at some cars. We try to we do some research, try to understand what they might close at. We come back a couple days later, we see who's right and who's wrong. It's him. It's him. So did you know? I don't know if you've looked at the leaderboard on Bidfinite in a while.
Oh no, is it true?
You took over the lead.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that's true. I
Yeah.
was afraid that I lost my lead again.
Oh.
But yeah, so I will say this, and I like your explanation. It's really, really good. In addition to that, I guess what I like about it is I can scratch the itch of shopping for cars without the really unpleasant moment of the trailer backing down the driveway
Yeah,
and me having to explain to my wife what the hell I've done yet again.
that's right. Um, this isn't Bidfinite. This is Bring a Trailer, as you all know, but this is one of the platforms that Bidfinite uses. So I'm just going to remove that, and I will dial up the Bidfinite because we can just talk about that for a couple of seconds here. Um,
So yeah, if I may,
Please.
again, I think you did a great job explaining it. Um, the idea of
Why does
parallel.
it seem like you're going to insult me after that?
No, 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 no. You did good. You did,
Yeah.
for who
Have
you
a
are, you did great. Yeah, that sounds
have a
good.
seat. Have a seat. Get up. Yeah, that's what you're
Um,
saying.
the idea of parallel bidding on a car and doing the market research and trying to figure out what the value is, and then having the ability to make fun of your friends. You said it perfectly. It's fantasy sports for car guys, which has been lacking for as long as the internet's been around, probably even longer. I like the ability to have a conversation with you guys. Oh boy, that's not a good sign. It's fine. Johnny Mia, look at that. I
Yeah.
screenshot that, please. Oh,
No, you
oh.
screenshot it. I'm
I
I'm gonna take back the crown. I mean, you know what was like blew my mind though?
what?
The average score, yours is so much higher than mine. I just
I mean, listen, if I have more than 10 seconds to guess on the value of a car, I do better.
yeah.
15 seconds, 30 seconds.
I was blown away by how close Paul was. Paul is an idiot. I mean, he's not good at this game at all. I'm like, he's gaining on me. This dude is pretty good, and this dude Je Connais.
Je connais. In French, that means the bidder.
I thought that meant I know in French.
It could.
It could. You don't know French. Where'd you learn French, man?
I
Come on.
felt in high school.
Anyway, yeah, in high school. You didn't know learn crap in high school.
I, wow.
Anyway, so
Fun
that's
game.
pretty.
People should play.
People should play. We don't have one queued up at the moment. We could have shown people how we're playing. But we're not going to do that right now.
We can do
Let's
that next time.
Yeah. So we're coming up on an hour here. We're going to cut it at that.
Okay.
Any words of wisdom, Johnny Miata?
I just think people should go out and play with cars.
Okay. Uh, like related to the show we just did about wheels,
Oh,
and as a no,
Oh,
You're fine. But as a part-time detailer, what give us some detail tips on how to make your wheels love you back.
so here's the deal. Right now, I am detailing a friend of mine dropped off his Infinity. It's one of those small SUVs. I don't remember which one it is.
FX90 or something, or
Kind of.
FX.
I think it's a. I don't even know what it is, but it's a small SUV. And here's the deal. It's a clean car from the standpoint the paint's in kind of good shape.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry. Nothing.
what
Keep going.
happened?
Keep going. Nothing. It was
Okay.
just
All right. Anyway,
I have to
here.
be somewhere in 20 minutes. So
Oh,
but I have 20 minutes. I
so
just have
just
to,
wash your cars on a regular basis. The end.
no, seriously.
Yeah, no,
What about
and
the wheels?
honestly, that's where I was going. Like, here's the deal. If you're not a person that washes your car often, start being the type of person that just, I don't even care if you run it through the car wash and I have to end up, I know, but if I have to end up correcting paint, that's fine. But the etching that gets into wheels, because this is this is our topic today, I can't get the stained brake dust out of the wheels unless I use such an aggressive acid that I start eating the clear coat off of it. So my advice is I don't care if you have to run it through a car wash. Just wash your wheels every once in a while so that you can
Would
bring
you recommend
sanity to
kids
me.
don't would you recommend that kids don't do acid?
Don't do acid, kids.
Mhm. Okay.
It's one to grow up.
Yes. Anyway, um, we never talked about black wheels versus silver wheels.
No, we didn't. Do you have a preference?
I generally didn't like black wheels until I got a car with black wheels. The 4C has black wheels on it. So
Okay.
it's a case of do as I say, not as I do, I guess, or I don't know, hypocrisy.
I have a Lexus GX and I have a set of wheels in silver and the same set of wheels in black. And the black wheels look so much better than the silver wheels. But
Why don't you
generally,
get some wheels for a daily driver? Yeah, like snow.
summers and winters.
Okay, that makes sense.
Anyway, you've got a place to be.
Yeah, it's not a
Oh,
big deal. I
okay.
just have to. Yeah, I just was surprised. I thought anyway.
Time
Okay.
for differently.
Yeah, we're gonna edit some of this out. That's the benefit of recording this shit show.
I, that's nice. That's good. We need that. All right.
All right.
Well, I'll see you next time.
I will see you next time. And between now and then, clean some wheels and speed safely if you're out in a car.